Oh, that's so wonderful.
Let's cheers it up. Let's cheers it up.
Brothers.
Ron, thank you for having us out.
Hey, thanks for coming out.
I appreciate
Thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
This is not a bad setting at all. My God.
Yes, sir.
So how many horses do we have in front of us right now?
Well, actually, I don't know. I think I've got 17 here with one more mama that's pregnant.
That is beautiful.
And one at my mom's. So I think when she has that baby and I bring the other one over here, I'll have 19, I think.
Paradise.
What a perfect setting for another episode. This is What Do You Say, Dad? A father-son podcast about life, OCD, and other bullshit. I'm your host, Hunter Sansone. Alongside me, my co-host, my dad.
Hello.
Gregg Sansone. We have a very special guest today, Ron Neal. Thanks for having us, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we just want to sit down and get to know you. We've heard a lot of good things about you through my cousin. I feel like you know the whole family at this point.
You can't believe everything that Anthony says, though.
That is true. That is true. Well, we talked briefly before this, but our goal with what we're doing here on the podcast is really just to help people, help listeners that may be going through dark times, maybe any sort of mental health, OCD, anxiety, depression, big moments of change in their life. You know, I feel like that's at any given day, somebody's dealing with something dark. And yeah, man, we love talking about motivation, getting through hard times, whatever it may be. And it sounds like, well, first of all, you live a badass life, man. I mean, goddamn, you're like a real life superhero. You're a cowboy, horseman, horse wrangler. You teach people how to ride horses in Hollywood movies. You're a stuntman. I mean, what can't you do?
The Lord has blessed me. That's for sure. I mean, I'm lucky I get to do what I love, you know.
Right.
And it was a crazy road getting here, but I'm a retired telephone guy. I used to climb pole. Well, I still do when the money's right, but
there you go.
We're not shooting movies, but
right.
I retired from that 10 years ago, and just crazy how life happens, and you know.
Yeah.
And you get to where you want to be in life.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Did you ever expect you'd be doing this when you were going through some of your darkest hours? I mean, I guess start from the beginning. When how long have you been in the horse Hollywood business?
I started this in 2015 down in Louisiana on a show called Underground. I was just a wrangler. And actually, I just took off. I was working for the phone company. I just took off because they needed horses. A friend of mine from Colorado was working on the show, and he's like, man, we need horses and mules, and you want to bring some down? So I just took off a week and went down there. And during that week, they put me on, you know, the first night. I just kind of helping out, but they said, go get in the wardrobe.
Right.
So, you know, I was on the part of the show the first night I was there, and then that Thursday, the boss came and was like, all right, somebody's going to be rearing a black horse for the promo on Saturday.
Oh, shit.
And, of course, I just sat there quiet because I knew they weren't going to pick me.
Right,
you know?
right.
But I had a black horse. I took my mom's black horse down there.
Yeah.
And, of course, all the other guys were like, I'll do it. I can do it. I can do it. And he said, what about you, Ron? I said, yes, sir. I mean, if you know, whatever you need. And
that's
so
awesome, man.
Everybody else went home. I went back to the barn and taught my mom's horse how to rear up.
Wow. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't know how to do it then.
Oh, no.
But you taught him right then.
Took me 5 minutes.
Wow. I think that's something you two can relate on. I mean, before my whole life, this is the best horseman I've ever met. And it sounds like from what Anthony's told me, you're that for him as well. I mean, you've always told me, Dad, horses for you has been such a spiritual thing,
yes.
More than just riding them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
no,
know?
There's no doubt about that. One thing I wanted to say about that, the answer's always yes. What's the question?
That's right.
And that's what you do.
That's a great way to be.
The answer's yes.
Yes.
What's the question?
What about you, Ron? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The horse can't rear, but he will.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
I know it's Thursday. You want it on Saturday? I'll have it.
Yeah,
Give me an hour.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So I love that. About the spiritual with horses, right?
Yeah, what is that for you?
I don't know. I don't know. And I think that's kind of what the spirituality might be. You just don't know. And you feel it and you know it. And when I look at a horse, when I'm around a horse, there's something deeply personal about it for me inside myself. something moving, something grounding, something uplifting. If that's not a spiritual experience, I don't know what is.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
it's just a magnificent thing, and I can't really put words to it.
Well, that's it right there.
And yeah, man, it goes very deep and very wide for me.
We've got some beautiful ones right in front of us.
Boy, dude,
My goodness.
I'm in heaven right
What type
here.
of horse is that? Is that grayish looking one here on
That's
the right?
he's a blue roan. That's a Percheron.
Your mom used to
Wow.
have Percheron.
Isn't
King.
Really?
Or no, was that a Frisian? No, it was a Percheron.
I think it was.
King. We buried him out at the farm.
That is one of the most beautiful horses I've ever seen in my life.
He is. He's incredible.
My goodness. Looks like a Belgian of some sort almost.
Well, he's a draft horse.
Okay, yeah.
His
Wow.
name's Apollo, but we call him Big Al.
Gotcha.
Big Al.
That's
I love
awesome,
it.
man. Wow.
And then you got little Pete there.
That's amazing.
He-
Well, Ron, for our listeners out there, man, what would you say really at any point in your life? What really brought you to your knees? What was a dark point for you? That was maybe a catalyst for you turning your life in a new direction.
I've been to my knees so many times, actually. I mean, really, seems like the Lord always takes me to my knees. But I would say the first real devastating thing that happened to me was I was on a hunting trip in Colorado. I used to go with my brother every year and our buddies, and we all split up at daylight. And my brother's horse had gotten hurt in the trailer, so he was riding a mule that I owned but lived in Colorado. And she was a good mule. She would leave other horses. Most mules don't leave horses. A lot of people don't know that. They like to stay with horses, but she would go off by herself. Anyway, he was riding her, and a few minutes later, the mule come back to us, and my buddy said, you think Randy's all right? And I said, yeah, Randy, he's the toughest guy in the world and the best rider.
Right.
But long story short, a couple hours later, I found him. He was dead when I found him. He'd had a terrible accident.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah.
That's
so
awful,
that
man.
was
I mean, when was that?
that was in 2009.
My
October
God.
2009. His name was Randy. He's my best friend, not just my brother, but we were best friends. We did everything together. We worked together, hunted together.
Well, I'm sure he's smiling down, looking at you right now with what you've done with yourself and your life and the exam.
That'll change your life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That'll
it
change
was
you.
in an instant, so many things happened that day. I was severely mistreated by law enforcement that day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it compounded my grief. It was bad enough that I had just had the worst day of my life, but I spent the next 12 hours with the most incompetent people and just,
Fuck.
yeah.
That's makes a terrible situation even
Even
worse,
worse.
when you have people
Yeah.
that aren't competent.
God, I can't imagine that. That's a
Yeah.
brutal experience.
Well,
The two of them combined.
It was. I mean, it took a lot to forgive them and just to not drag it into a big long, because it is a big long time.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
actually
yeah.
wrote it all down. I've got it all written down.
Oh, wow.
And I want to make a short film about it.
Oh, yeah, man.
But
Love to help you with that.
oh yeah,
That's
let's do it.
incredible.
Because I have a
I'm
couple.
all in.
I have a couple of them actually that I've got written down. But they didn't understand what to do. They didn't know what to do, and one of them even said they'd never seen anybody grieving the way I was grieving, and
One of who?
one of the officers.
Okay.
But they beat me up, put me in handcuffs. I just wanted some water out of the creek,
Yeah.
So all I was trying to do was get down to the creek and get some water.
They're putting you in cuffs.
Well, they grabbed me and it started. I had just had shoulder surgery and they were wrenching my shoulder. So I had to get them off of me, and I did. I didn't fight them. I just had to get them off of me. And then they came. They tackled me, put me in handcuffs, and took me to their station. Took the handcuffs off of me. They didn't charge me with anything. I hadn't committed any crime. And then a few minutes later, they came in and took all my clothing So I had to meet my family at the Pitkin County Airport with nothing but a cell blanket wrapped around me. So,
Oh my God, man.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Bunch of idiots.
They were idiots.
How do you go through an experience like that and come out of it not being bitter towards life?
I was bitter for a long time. I was bitter. It took me about 3 years to really forgive them and sleep for 3 years, you know.
Jesus.
And I realized that I was going a little crazy because all I could do was run. I got home, all I could do was run.
What do you mean? Physically running?
Physically run.
Uh-huh.
You know, the grief was so overwhelming. I would be sitting at the kitchen table and I would just open the door and take off running. We had 300 acres and I would run around the farm, the entire property line, and go around the lake, come back and sit down. And I'd get up and take off running again.
Do you know what that was about for you? Was it trying to distract your mind?
I think so. And I've later learned that if you're anxious, run. That's one of the things you do. If you have anxiety, run. Just run. Go exhaust your body.
My dad and I feel like we've touched on this almost every episode, which is the power of movement and physical exercise when you're going through hard times.
Just move.
Yeah. Just move. Just get up and sweep the floor. Right. Do something, because what you want to do is be in a fetal position.
Exactly.
And not do shit.
Yeah.
And so you force yourself to do that thing. But it almost sounds like, it almost sounds like you wanted to run.
I didn't know what else to do. I remember sitting in the house. I sat in the. You don't even realize you're there. I mean, when you're in such that severe grief, the house could have burnt down around me, and I wouldn't have known it. I wouldn't have cared. I'd just sat there and be like, "Oh well, the house is on fire." But I had to get. Running. I just ran. That's all I could do.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I didn't know what else to do.
Right.
There was no help for me. There was no. I mean, my brother was dead. You know, he had a 1.5-year-old daughter and a son on the way. He never even got to.
You went 3 years, right? Feeling this pretty heavy, and hard.
Correct.
And so that is, first of all, my heart's to you, brother. That is a huge deal. Obviously, my God Almighty, from that to the police to, and then you said he had a 1.5-year-old daughter, 1.5-year-old daughter.
Yeah, his daughter.
And your best friend.
Yeah.
His daughter. And so I have been through a lot of dark times, and I've learned the most in them, which I've heard is a common thing to learn. When you were in those moments right there you're describing, if you're like me, you didn't feel in control.
Oh no,
there's no control.
No. I needed help.
You needed. Day. Did you get help?
No.
So what finally started to bring you something?
I never lost faith in God.
Okay.
I just hung on to God, and there was a point during all that where the only little candle that I had of light was my daughter. You know, I had 2 daughters. One was not my biological daughter, but I raised her since she was 2. She was mine. I seen her every other week, but my youngest little girl, we were just best friends, you know.
Okay.
She was my best little friend. She was 3 when this happened. So had it not been for her, I don't know if I would be here, honestly.
Wow.
You know, I mean, just being honest, that's probably true if she weren't here.
The power of community, the power of family, man.
I've got to be there. I got to be here for her.
For her.
You know.
Right on.
Well, that'll take you right through.
Absolutely.
I understand that, you know. I didn't have anything like that, but I've had dark internal times mentally and emotionally. And one of the most powerful things for me is that, like, you know, I got to be there for my son.
Right.
And I know how important I am to him. And this ain't going to take me down.
No.
This is not going to take me down.
Exactly.
Because I got this looking at me, you know, and as a child.
What are you teaching him if you check out, you know?
Just what we talked about. What am I teaching him? And that ain't happening.
No.
So I can't control, you can't control what happened, but you can sure as hell control what's happening right now.
That's right.
And there's power in that.
Yeah. I have control over my thoughts, my feelings, my
Your
actions.
yes.
And
That's power.
it is power. And I didn't know that, when you're in such a pit like that, there's no help, but it's actually, you have a choice
Choice.
to either let that grief consume you or get away from it, get out of the pit. You have a choice.
That's right.
People don't realize that.
You always have a choice in those moments, in those darkest hours. But it's hard to see it, but you got one.
They don't realize it, but here's the thing. When there's an injustice, when there's a devastation, when there's a loss like that, for me, it just feels so unfair.
Oh, yeah.
It feels so unfair. And so I'm not only other things, but I'm pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And so I can channel that anger. Watch this now. I can channel that anger into that choice.
Yeah.
Or that, because the grief and all of that is energy. It's energy. It doesn't feel like it, but it is. And the anger and the injustice of it is energy inside. And I can choose to channel that into my choice right now.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like justice or revenge. It feels really good and really powerful.
Correct.
Okay.
You're so right about it.
Yeah.
So there's a few things I've learned. I hated those cops for what they did. Hated them with a deep hatred.
I hate them right now.
But I learned that hatred is drinking poison and hoping they die from it.
So damn true.
Wow.
It's so
Hatred is drinking poison and hoping they die from it.
Yeah. It was killing me, not them.
Yes, it was, buddy. How was it killing you? Tell me more.
I realized I went crazy. I was on a run one time. We're going around the lake, and I was fighting them, kicking the air and fighting and screaming. And I called myself, and I was like, I'm nuts. This is what crazy people do,
Right.
But I realized I'd been doing that every day for 10 months,
Right.
And I was like, this.
Yeah,
I can't do this.
And then what happened? When you're running around punching and kicking and you had this awareness in that.
That's the moment
that's what I want to know.
Aware that it was, that I was going crazy, that poison was poisoning me.
And you said what? And then what? Once you aware of it, then what?
I can't say that it was like a magic, moment where I'm like, oh, I'm better. It wasn't. I spent 2 more years with not sleeping, but
it's probably a trickle effect.
One
thing after the next.
Step out of the pit.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. You're damn right it does.
It was
I wasn't going down anymore. I was going up.
You had done it enough times. You had ran around enough times and punched in the air, and you're realizing, all right,
this is making me crazy.
Sometimes you don't know why it hits you, and it just does.
Yeah.
That's what I like, though. I like learning about that with people that have been through tremendous heartache. What was that thing that gave you a different perspective, a different insight, a different awareness? And you just said it beautifully, that you're running around, punching, kicking, and finally it dawned on you, this is what crazy people do.
This is what crazy
And some part of you, don't mean to put words in your mouth, but was almost like, I'm not going to be that.
I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any longer.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Man.
Damn right. I'm not doing it any longer. Now, that's the power that I want to talk about for a minute. That I'm not, with people that I work with OCD and anxiety and depression and things that I dealt with and still do from time to time. What were your words? What was his words? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be that. That choice is the most powerful thing for changing your life. When you say, I am, and you fill in the blank, the world has just changed. I am not going to do that. You just took charge of your life.
That's right. I took the power back.
You took the power back, and that's the turning point. Your circumstances didn't change, but
right. My brother's still dead.
That's right.
I can't change that.
That's right.
It's final. It's over. Done.
Yep.
Was I going to just lay down in the grave with him?
No.
No.
That was
Right on,
that was
brother.
your choice.
That's right.
So much power in choice. God darn it.
And the other
To
thing-
everybody out there, there's so much power. You have so much power inside yourself. It's not circumstances. It's in there.
And the one thing that I really feel like is important to hone in on, especially for our listeners, is if and when you're going through a really, really hard, dark time, which clearly you were, is identifying a very clear why for yourself. A why to continue to live. What is your why? What is your reason to keep moving forward? And so many people don't know what that why is for a long time, and that's part of the cycle. But it sounds like a combination of your daughter and a number of other things.
Yeah.
You were
I had
like
2 girls that depended on me and a wife at the time.
Yeah. You're like, that's my why. I gotta fucking keep
Was that
moving
your
for
why?
them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the role, the job, my job is to provide and protect.
That's
know,
That's right.
that's my job.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tough road, but
Yeah,
Have
man.
you, and I'm not putting words in your mouth with this question, I'm literally asking raw, have you grown because of it?
100%. Absolutely.
Isn't that wild?
Well,
Isn't that wild?
Since then, I've buried my oldest daughter since then, and I'm able to I didn't go into the pit like I did with my brother.
Wow.
Right.
If that's not a testament to true growth, I don't know what is.
Yeah. And let me tell you this. I found my baby brother dead on the side of a mountain. But there is nothing worse than watching a mother hold her baby girl take her last breath. There's nothing worse.
No.
Mm-mm.
But
I can't really
What
put that into words, really.
What because of the first tragic loss and grief, you mentioned you didn't, with the second one, with your daughter, that you didn't go down the hole. Can you point to anything?
yeah, I had a lot of guilt when my brother died
I was
because
going to ask that.
I told him to ride my mule. I told him where to go up on the mountain. And it was because I loved him. I wanted him to go up there and kill a big elk, you know?
Sure.
I wanted him to have the best experience, you know? And so I learned something in that. And if I could say anything that might help somebody and the way we ought to live, you know, there's a saying, and everybody gets this wrong, but there's a saying, live each day like it's your last day. That's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Live each day like it's everyone else's last day, because you never know when that might be.
Oh my God. I have never heard that, and it powerfully resonated like lightning in me when you just said it. Say it again, please.
Live not like today is your last day. Live like it's everyone else's last day.
Man.
And
Holy
I
crap.
realized,
Ron, you're dropping some gold here, brother. My
Jim,
goodness.
I've never heard it.
well,
And I feel like this man's the king of those sort of statements, and I've never heard that once in my life. My God, that's
beautiful.
profound.
I realized it took me a little while during my running and just trying to process it. You know what? I lived like it was Randy's last day. I was giving him everything. How would I felt if I'd been selfish? Like, no, I'm gonna go up here and take this best hunting spot. I'm gonna go up here. I want to kill the biggest elk. I want to have I didn't do that. I was
Selfless.
I was being completely selfless and loving my brother as much as I could.
Where did you get that saying?
I think God just helped me to realize
Brought
it.
you the
really.
wisdom for
it
it.
came
I just
to you
realized
like
it. Yeah, that's my little proverb of
it's
that
the
I
most beautiful
share.
thing I think I've heard.
No,
It's a game changer.
It is. It really is a game changer. So I was able, and I fail at it every day, you know.
It's not about that.
But I really do try.
But you know.
I do know.
Right.
And I know that I loved my daughter, Sienna, with all my heart. I loved her. I gave her everything she needed, everything she wanted. You know, I wasn't selfish. So when her time came, she had cancer. She had nasopharyngeal carcinoma. It's a very rare cancer in your nasopharynx. You got your larynx, pharynx, nasopharynx right behind your nose. We could see it. They stuck a scope up there. We could see it, little cluster. She beat the cancer treatments, she beat the cancer. She couldn't beat the treatments. It put holes all in her throat and everything. And one morning she aspirated, and they were able to revive her, but she had no cognitive brain function after that. So we had to let her go on.
How old was she?
She was 22.
Fuck, man.
That was the day after my youngest daughter's 16th birthday in January. And but I had peace about it because I know that I loved her. I gave her everything that she needed in those 22 years, you know.
Well, I'm going to say something to go with that. My cousin Anthony has told me that you are about as good of a dad as you can get. You're one of the best dads out there. And so I feel like people see that and read that in you and about you. And I know you feel that way about yourself.
Yeah, it's the only thing I'll brag about.
Well, you should, man. You absolutely fucking should.
You'll never hear me. I don't brag about anything else, but I was born to be a daddy.
Oh, man.
I was born.
Yeah, you were.
I was.
Yeah, you were.
God.
And it's the easiest job. Yeah.
Well, man, that's what this whole show's about. You know, what do you say, Dad? It's about me seeking wisdom and guidance from my dad, who's been here longer than me and's lived a lot of life and has very selflessly always passed down his wisdom to me, and just kind of having a platform to really explore that and the special bond that a parent can have with their child, you know, daughter or son. And so, man, it's you embody that to a T. So it's inspiring for you to share your story, and we really appreciate it, man.
I wear that badge very proudly.
Amen to that.
There's nothing more important to me than my little girl.
Right. You know, when people say selfless, it's I think of this with Hunter. It's not selfless. That's the wrong word. It's so natural.
Natural.
It's so natural. There's no effort.
No.
There's no loss.
No.
It's precisely what I want to do, is to love him.
Yeah.
That's it.
You want him to have a better life than you. You want him to everything better than you.
I want him. I've told him this since he was 4 or 5 years old. The most important thing to me, for you, is your development. Your development as a human being, more than if you like me right now, because I say no to a certain party you wanted to go to or something like that, or there's a consequence for something so you can learn something. It's your development. And what do I mean by development? I don't mean don't spare the rod and all that bullshit. I mean your development to love you with an effective love so that you can grow into a human being when I'm not here that has deep enough whatever that creates a fulfilled life. And a fulfilled life doesn't come from selfishness. It comes from living today like it's everybody else's last day. I've learned that. It's not just cliche. You know,
No.
I read it. No, I've experienced it.
Yeah.
When I give, I've never felt better.
That's
When
right.
I'm at my worst and I give, that's what the coaching thing happened with OCD and depression, anxiety. When I was at my worst and I started helping others, it was like, whoa, I don't know if I'm doing this for them or for me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think I'm doing it for me
Right.
because it's so good.
Yeah.
And in this culture, in this world, everybody wants for them. We're taught more commercials. We're taught more for us. And it doesn't bring happiness. And I always wanted him to be a man of, I don't even know the word right now, but what is that? A man of
Giving?
A man of giving. That was just what I was going to say. But there's a man of giving, a man of otherness, not neglecting yourself, not letting people beat up on you, but recognizing the real value is truly, I've learned, is giving. It's not getting. When you do the giving, the getting takes care of itself. And I think that's divinely made.
Absolutely.
I think it's
Yeah.
just made that way.
That's right.
Anybody that doesn't knows it's true.
Yeah.
You know, there's no debating it.
Right.
Don't argue with me. Just try it first.
Yeah, try it.
Try it.
When
Yeah.
you do the giving, the getting takes care of itself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man. My gosh, I feel like our listeners are going to need a notebook after this one to write down all the gold that you two are throwing out.
Yeah, we're throwing
Mike.
out some gems, baby.
Well, it's real. This is real
It is
life,
as
you
real
know.
as it gets.
Uh,
It's as real as it gets.
Man.
You guys want me to talk about real stuff? We can dig it up.
Hey,
Yeah.
man. That's we love real
I
on
don't
this
like
show.
real, do I, Hunter?
Yeah, you know,
My
you know,
brothers.
what?
Go ahead. When I'm at an event or something like that or a family gathering, I'm always going real and deep. And they're like, Greg, come on, man. Can't we just lighten it up for a minute? Can't we just lighten it up? And my response was pretty much, man, I don't know how to. I mean, I'm just.
I like to joke around and say anytime I've brought home a girlfriend to meet my family or something like that, I give them a heads up warning before meeting my dad, and I say, hey, I just want you to know he's probably not going to ask you how you're doing. He's probably going to say, hi, nice to meet you. Can you please tell me your deepest fears? Because he has very little patience or time or desire for surface talk.
Yeah.
He always goes,
Oh, you nailed it.
Straight to the core. And of course, that's to be admired, and that's beautiful. But sometimes I'm like, my God, can we just sit? Can you just ask her how her day's going and move on from that and accept it? We don't need to know about her deepest, darkest traumas right now.
But you see, what he shared, it just brings it home. It just brings me in a place of home, you know, when it gets so real and so deep. And I know that dark brings deep and dark brings real. And then it leads to real light. You don't get to real light without dark. I don't give a damn what anyone thinks or says. You can have a beautiful place like this, but if you haven't gone through some shit, you're not going to feel it.
And you're not going to be able to appreciate it
That's
the
just
same way.
Your roots aren't the same, man.
So true. I wish.
Listen to that.
Look at that. Look at him running.
Oh, look at the little baby getting up. Look at the little baby Colt
And look at
getting
this
up.
one running.
Oh,
The
yeah.
black one.
Wow, and the black and the gold.
Sprinting.
And you see the baby Colt on the right running
Yeah.
the field? It's
I'm
around
looking-
it's the other side of the post. My gosh.
How do you describe that?
No,
You know
this is
what's funny? Somebody was telling me about this equine therapy. You guys know about this,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, dummy me.
I don't know about it. I heard about it about a year ago, 8 months to a year.
Okay. I heard about it about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And they were like, yeah, people pay to
Well, I'm
sit with
dumber than you.
horses. And I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. People actually pay for that?
Hey, for what? To
To
sit?
sit with horses. And I was sitting right over here in my favorite spot, drinking my coffee. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. I have equine therapy
You do it
all
every
the time.
You do it every day.
Every day.
That's
I
incredible.
didn't put it together. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Anthony says to me, have you ridden since you've been here? And I'm like, I think I got on him once. But he's like, what the hell? And I'm like, I'm just staring at him, man. I just love looking at him.
He gets his enjoyment from watching.
Yeah.
That's
From watching.
that's what he
I get my enjoyment from watching and from putting my
Oh, yeah.
hands on them and from feeding them and from just seeing them. I can't tell you.
I wish our listeners could see this view right now. My goodness. That is so beautiful. How many acres you got here, Ron?
I got 120.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Ours was right around is right around 123.
What we sold.
Yeah, but then we didn't sell the property. We sold some of the acreage
Yeah, we
off.
still got 66.
But we were at 123 to start. My gosh.
Beautiful, beautiful.
In the hills out here in Tennessee, I feel like we were saying how the land is very similar to Missouri out in the country.
The
Just
terrain.
the terrain, the rolling hills, and it's a very similar. I feel like Tennessee has a little bit more beauty. I'm not going to lie.
No question.
Not going to lie. But,
Similar topography.
But the topography is very similar.
Very, very, very much. But you know, what we're talking about here and the what do you say, Dad, and what do you say, guest, and what do you say, Hunter? It's life, you know, and life isn't always rosy. I'm not telling anybody anything they don't know, unless you're real young and you haven't experienced anything. Life isn't always rosy, and sometimes, like happened to me, you can implode internally, where your own mind and your own emotions work against you. And there's no room for ego when that shit happens. There's no room for cockiness. There's no room for I'm all that. There's no room for I'm a tough, cool, good-looking guy. That shit all goes out the window. And it's like, that happened to me when I was 18, 19 years old. And when I had that OCD and stuff hit me out of nowhere, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I couldn't even control my own mind. And went for 17 years without getting any help for it, really. And but man, did that create some depth in me? I can honestly look back. It was the most challenging things in my life I ever had to deal with. And what's really weird about it, and I don't know if this is true for you, but this is actually an interesting question. I didn't even think about this when I was talking. But when I think back on it, I can honestly say that if I had to do it all over again, would I want it to have happened? And I don't say this with a smile, but the answer is yes. Because of what and who it made me. And I'm not some claim to fame, but I feel a depth. I feel my roots in myself are deeper. I feel that to thine own self be true. Power is stronger. I don't think I could, my compassionate ability to be able to help people like I do and connect with people like I do, I don't see that as being there unless I completely fell the fuck apart like I did.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's still challenging for me. So I said I don't say it with a smile, but I don't think I would have changed it, man, for what I got now. And I'm not saying that's across the board.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? What is it for you with that? I know it's terrible tragedies.
You know, I would trade places with my brother right now if he could come back here and at least get to meet his son or hold his baby girl. I'd trade places right now.
I believe that.
And
wow, what a testament to who you are. My God Almighty.
Well, I
can see why my nephew loves you so much.
He deserves it, really. I mean, he was the greatest man I've ever known, and I really mean that. Randy was a great man, because he just loved everybody. Everybody loved Randy.
Really, he's like you.
No, I think I've become more like him through all this. You know, I was kind of the hard ass. Actually, I was a hard ass.
Okay,
wow.
You know, I would like for Randy to meet me now and hang out with me and have a beer with me now, you know.
How were you before?
Oh, I was a big brother, you know. He was always forgetting everything. Hell, that morning he forgot his walkie-talkie after I'd bought it for him and put new batteries in it and set the code and locked it and handed it to him.
Right.
And we're splitting up and he's like, oh, shit.
Big brother role.
Forgot your walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
But no, but it's okay. He never took offense to me being hard on him, but you know, we didn't have a dad growing up, so I was big brother, you know.
So since that happened and he's gone, you've become what that you weren't?
I think through all my trials, if you don't become better, I mean, what's the point in it?
Thank you. Beautiful.
What's the point in it? Why? I mean,
but you do become better.
You do become better. Well, or you
don't,
or not,
or you don't. Or you have a choice. Yeah,
it's that
choice again.
And that's that, as you said, Dad, the power of choice.
Oh,
and man, I don't.
You always have that, no matter what you're going through. You have that power of choice. You have that.
My cousin was going through a divorce. I've been through a divorce. The divorce was harder on me than burying my daughter or my brother.
Wow.
It didn't last as long, but it was harder on me.
Wow.
It was a deeper
cut.
It was a dirty wound. It's like being stabbed with a dirty knife, you know, a rusty blade. It didn't have to happen. We're all going to die.
Right on.
A preacher that I talked to a couple times, he said, death is a clean wound and divorce is a dirty wound. And I thought, at first I didn't accept what he had to say, but after I thought about it for a while, I was like, he's right. It's a dirty wound.
I mean, it's not inevitable.
Right.
Like death is inevitable.
Exactly.
You're guaranteed death.
You guarantee we all are.
Yeah.
We're all guaranteed.
But divorce is something that in a sense is preventable.
It's preventable. It didn't have to happen. It was a choice.
Man, that's powerful right there.
if I could draw it on a scale, you know, I went into a really deep pit for a long time with the death of my brother and the divorce. I just jumped off the cliff, went straight down, but I came back quicker.
Came back quicker.
And I've learned this since then. If somebody walks out of your life, walk, go.
Right.
Let them go. You want to walk out of my life? The moment you walk out of my life, I'm running away from you.
I'm running away.
I'm not going to chase you. I'm running. You want to walk, take one step away from me. I'll run 100 away from you.
Ooh, that's a gem. That is a gem.
Ooh, that's powerful there.
Powerful.
And I had to learn
You take
that.
one away, I'm running 100
I'm
away.
running.
Because that's so true, because we're all tempted, at least I'll speak for myself, I'll be very tempted if something ends romantically or a friendship, any sort of relationship, you try to almost force something that's not there.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is just digging a deeper and deeper hole.
Yeah.
And man, save your dignity. And
yeah, that's one of the things.
That's one of the things, you know,
Yeah.
and get the F out.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely. I mean, if somebody don't want to be with you, what are you going to do?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn
They
thing.
made their mind up. Yep.
In my mind, I had stood before God and all my friends and said, I do till we die.
Right.
And I made an oath.
Yes.
My stepdad, he was an ex-Marine, and I was having a tough time when it went over. You know, you always run to mama when you're having a tough time. I'm still running to my mama, you know. My mom is super mom. If it hadn't been for my mom, we would have all starved to death. My mom is incredible. She's an incredible person. I mean,
Moms are irreplaceable, man.
they are.
Moms are the best.
In fact, you know, it's strong women made me the man I am today, not men in my life. I didn't have a father. It's just strong women in my life. My mom, my best friend was a woman, Tanya. She passed away. She got killed on a motorcycle with her husband. They both got killed.
Jesus.
I have a friend now, Pat, who I love so much. She's an incredible woman, loves the Lord and loves everybody, doesn't know a stranger, you know, but she's kind of took Tanya's place. My daughter is an incredible woman, you know. I just...
You've had powerful, impactful women in your life.
Yeah, that God knew what I needed. You know, my dad walked out when I was 5. My father, I don't even call him dad, but I've had all these amazing women in my life.
You were saying you went to your mom?
Yeah, I went to my mom, and my stepdad was a Marine,
Right.
and he was like, "Let her go. What are you doing?" And I was like, "Bob," his name was Bob. I said, "You were a Marine, and you took an oath to defend this country against all enemies." Yes, I did. I said, and you're a Marine, and you're going to stand by that oath till you died. And he said, yeah. I said, I took an oath too in marriage, and it's till I die. And that's the way I feel about it. And he never gave me a hard time after that, but
It's hard
It's pretty hard to.
hard to talk back
well,
at
yeah,
that
because
one.
he was like, okay, yeah, he's right. Yeah. But that's the way I saw marriage.
Yeah,
you know, I wasn't going to quit. You don't,
And your mom? Did she help you with that?
with my divorce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mom was a superhero, you know. I walked miles out in this field praying day and night for my marriage. But, you know, and it's kind of funny too that I'm so much happier now that she's gone.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and
You
don't
never
see-
thought that.
You don't see it in the
you
moment,
don't
maybe
see it.
necessarily.
No, I had a cousin. My first cousin, he blew his brains out over his divorce.
Damn.
And
Yeah. We don't know what life's going to deliver around the corner.
yeah, just hang on.
Just hang on.
hang on.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
give up.
No.
Don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay in the game.
Because I know that if he were sitting here right now, had he not done what he did, he would be saying, "Man, I came close, but I'm so glad I didn't do it. I'm so much happier now." You know.
Exactly.
But in the moment, he couldn't see it.
Can't see it. No. It's not our world. We think it is in our pain. We think it's our world and we're in charge of it and this is it. And we don't know shit. There's something else out there. This whole world, this whole God is much bigger than us. Whatever you want to call it, It is much bigger than us. There is something around the bend you don't know about in your darkest pain. It is. All you got to do is stay in the game. Be in pain. Be whatever you want, but stay in the game. It'll change.
It'll change.
It'll change.
It'll pass.
This too shall pass.
Yes, sir.
And that is so true. And one of the biggest
Stay in the game.
One of the biggest things for me in moments like that has been realizing how small we truly are. We think we are all there is, our reality, our world, our day-to-day, our life, we forget. And we forget we are so small in comparison of life and creation, God, all of it. And for me, I don't know why, but it's had such a soothing, impactful, kind of taking the weight off my shoulders impact on me. Because you just get blinded with your problems and your reality with what you got going. And when I've been in my darkest hours, I'm like, all right, I'm on a rock right now in space. I don't understand any of it. I'm not going to act like I can understand it.
Yeah.
But when I can just kind of disconnect and realize how small I truly am, it's very freeing for me. I don't know why, because I just get so blinded. You know, you can get so blinded by your day to day.
Yeah.
And you're just like, hey, man. And it's the same thing. I feel like that's kind of, that goes hand in hand with just mortality and realizing that we're all going to go someday. It's that same idea. It's like, do I really want to drive myself insane right now, obsessing over this problem, or sitting in this fucking puddle of grief for hours, days, months, years on end?
Or do you want to go live your life?
Or do I want to go live my life?
Yeah.
And it's human. Of course, we're going to feel shit. We're going to be brought to our knees. But I think the key thing to remember is that's something that can pull you out of it. That's something that can pull you out of it.
Absolutely.
You know?
One other key moment when my brother, you were asking me about when it was a moment, I realized that, no, the best, I've learned this a couple things with those police officers and the people who stole our farm from us. The best revenge is to live well. I could have crawled down and just laid down and died with my brother. But no, I had a whole life to live. I've got this whole beautiful life.
I just felt it. I got it.
That God's given me that I've got to live, because one day I am going to be dead.
Right.
Just right beside him. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to live my life every day to the fullest till that day happens.
Right on. That's what it's about.
And whatever that may be, raising my daughter, grandbabies, my friends. That's why I share everything I have with my friends. Anthony can tell you that. Because this is the way I tithe, you know?
Right.
This is what
Yeah, man.
God's blessed me, so I want to bless everybody else.
That's awesome.
You know?
And go ahead, Dad.
I was going to say, well, are we talking about life and death?
No, I was going to go to...
No, can I go there?
Sure.
Oh, you told me how deep it goes sometimes with me.
This is where we welcome deep. I'm talking about when you're meeting a girl for the first time.
That's right.
Well, here's the thing. At my ranch here, we can do whatever we want. So whatever you want to do.
Right.
There's no limits here.
There's no limits.
So what I was going to say this is on life and death for me, what I've come to is some, and it's been through hard times that I've been through. And I've come to realize that. So when you said we're all going to die, so that used to be a somber moment for me to hear that. And it's not anymore. And I'll tell you why. Number one, it's emotional. Number two, I don't know the words for it. But number three, I'm going to take a shot at it. And number four, no. And so, but what I was going to say was, it's not a somber moment for me anymore about dying, because, well, all right, what dies? What dies? What dies?
The body.
Just the shell.
Nothing does. Nothing does. I mean, seriously, think about it. Are you going to tell me that there's not that there's not this? What's the difference between a dead person and a person that's laying there or sitting next to him? Is the life energy that's in them. So when they die, they look the exact same way, except the life, the light, the energy, whatever you call it, is gone. What is that? That's in each and every one of us every single day, dead or alive. That is unending. And it's a realization. It's not a belief of mine. It's a realization. This life thing, this thing we call life, you put whatever words you want on it, put God on it, label it any way you want. I hate labels because it takes away the deeper meaning. But this whole life thing that is in each and every one of us, you telling me that all of a sudden it goes to nothing, 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 nothing? They're never... And see, I'm not making any sense, but I'm feeling what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying is that I am as connected to you. I know this. This I know. I am as connected to you now as I am when I'm dead. You. I know that.
I believe that.
I know that. Because
and sometimes there's not words for that other than just that statement.
But there's a deep joy and there's a deep, this is cool. Dead or alive in this body. This is cool. This is so cool.
Well, I can say something to that. So,
okay, good.
God talks about love endures all things, all things. I still love my brother, and I can still feel his love for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's been dead for 16 years.
Yes.
Love endures all things.
That could be that thing that you were talking about, Dad. That light, that love.
That love.
That's
the best word I can ever come up with would be love.
Yeah.
And there's nothing stops that.
No.
There's nothing stops that.
Love endures all things.
Yeah, it does.
I love those scriptures. I mean, as y'all can tell, I read the Bible a lot.
Yeah,
right on.
But my favorite scripture is Romans 8:28.
I love Romans.
Yeah.
I used to read the hell out of Romans.
Oh, yeah.
What does it say?
All things work together for good, for those who love the Lord, for those who are called according to his purpose.
Yeah, it's powerful.
All things, even our sins, even the things that we do wrong, they work together for good. Doesn't mean that all things are good, but all things work together for good.
See, and that takes, for me, that moves religion to spirituality, which is where I'm at. That is a spiritual statement. That is a spiritual reality. Instead of just an acceptance of that verse in the wording, the reality of it is, it's true. I don't have to believe it's true.
Right.
I know it's true but not because I believe it, but because I experience it.
Yeah.
It is in me and beyond me is what I've come to know that, and again, words fall short of meaning. A tree, you call a tree. Is that tree the word itself? No, it's more. So whatever I say, it's the best I got with language. But it's in me, this depth, and I call it God, divine, whatever you want to call it, is in each one of us. And I know it's in me, and I know it's in each one of us. And I can always go there. And the deeper I want to connect, the more that much it's available. And the deeper I do, the more peace, the more joy, the deeper the roots go, the more spiritual I become. And it's a beautiful thing. I don't lose anything. It's not like being this religious person I belong. No, it's not about that. And so it's in me and beyond me. So I think what I was saying is that I don't believe things. I know things. And if I don't know it, I just don't know it. So I'm weird like this. If somebody, but this is unusual. If somebody says to me, what do you believe? My truest answer would be nothing. I don't believe anything. I know something. Or I don't.
Well, your belief doesn't change reality. So,
yeah,
if something is true, whether you believe it or not,
it doesn't change
make it false.
Right.
Right.
So yeah,
And it doesn't
agree
make
with
it
that.
true.
It doesn't make it true. It's already true, whether you believe it or not.
Right.
It's deep. It's deep.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, I don't know how I got onto that point, but
No,
it's actually the deepest part of who I am and this internal thing. I have found this. I used to go deep in myself to find out what is real, what is real. And then it's like less of me, more of it. And when I surrender and I just become like I don't exist and this other it's the most beautiful experience around. Get rid of me. Get rid of my ass and let that be there. Less of me and more of whatever you want to call it. Just open and allow. Good, bad, or indifferent. Open and allow. And my favorite line is, you won't be disappointed with the results. Open and allow.
I like that.
Yeah, man.
That's neat. That's
my
special.
experience.
Man, that's a hell of an
This
hour.
guy brings it out of me. This guy
Ron.
brings it out of me.
And this location.
Oh, the location.
Well, we have lots of beers. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only our first,
Yeah.
though.
we can sit here and talk about it all night.
Well, Ron, we appreciate you having us here, man. I mean, this is a beautiful property, and you have quite the story. And I feel like a lot of people are going to be inspired and resonate with your journey and the things you've been through, the terrible losses and tragedies you've experienced, and your ability to take those experiences and not only just grow from them, but help others from them. Because I feel like that's truly what you do. You know, what your career is so unique and so cool. I mean, we're both in the entertainment business, just on different sides of it. And, you know, part of me is like, man, that's a side of the business I should have gone into in the beginning. You know,
I do have to say this. I have the best job on a movie set.
yeah, man. It's all,
I get to ride
I mean, how would
mowers.
you just
Briefly
for the listeners, how would you streamline what you do?
Well, I guess I'm a wrangler, but I also do stunts. So I provide horses for any kind of film project.
Hell yeah, man.
Movies, TV shows. I do a lot of music videos. I mean, right here close to Nashville.
That's awesome. So you got some celebrities out in this field right here.
Oh yeah. In fact, I'm just going to be real about it. I didn't know who Post Malone was.
Right.
And last year they called me and they were like, yeah, we got this commercial with a guy named Post Malone. And I was telling Anthony and the other guys that they were like, what do you got? And I said, I don't know, T-Post or something. I'm working with this guy named T-Post. They were like, Post Malone. I was like, that's it.
That's great.
Yeah. So Jasper, well, he's tied up over here. We're going to ride him in a minute. But everybody thinks Jasper's Post Malone's horse.
Because he was riding him in the music
he
video?
was in an Ugg boot commercial with him.
Oh,
yeah.
That's all. Now, hold on a second. Dad, do you know who Post Malone is?
No idea.
Okay. Thank you, brother.
No, I don't.
Thank you.
Absolutely no, I don't. No idea in the world.
But I will say this. I love him. He's genuinely one of the nicest guys I've ever worked with.
Dad, you and Post go back.
Post, hell of a guy. We couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I'm sure he's wonderful.
He really is a good dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good dude.
Only one of the biggest music stars in the world.
I know.
Right.
I'm really not in it. I've been lived under a rock.
That happens to me a lot, though. I work with a lot of people, and I don't know who they are.
Oh, that's great, man. That's hilarious.
One thing I did want to say, are we wrapping? One thing I did want to say is that bad times bring good things. That's what I want to say. If you listen to his story, you listen to mine, stuff Hunts has been through, bad times bring good things. So hang in there.
Oh, yeah.
It does change. And the terrible thing you're going through is probably you're going to look back and realize it made you grow. Not grow in a way that you don't care about, but grow like, oh, wow, this is kick-ass. That kind of grow.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm the least bitter person on the planet. I'm probably the happiest guy, you know. I've had such terrible loss, but I mean, I really am. I have joy in my life. I'm in peace and
there's
happiness.
less of you in you. I don't think
absolutely.
you give much of a shit about and
No.
you,
No.
right? You know
that's
what I'm saying?
That's why I give
Yeah.
everything to share everything I have with
We
everybody.
think when we gather more, we get more happiness and fulfillment and peace.
No.
It's weird
It's
how
not
it works
about
the other way.
it's not about acquiring.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I'm blessed with what I
Of
have.
course, yeah.
But so is everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're fixing to ride. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean?
That's what it's about. That's what
Exactly.
the shared
But
experience
whether we
is.
rode
Yeah.
or not, whether you ride or not, you can let in. When there's less of you, there's more to let in. That's my experience. Those are profound words, by the way, Greg. Nice job.
No,
man.
thank you. That was an excellent
You
observation.
you can't repeat it though. You don't know what it is. You forgot it. Am I right?
That's an excellent point.
Exactly.
It's an excellent.
Exactly. Not sure.
I mean, in my defense, though, you say a lot of very profound yet deep things.
Yeah, but that
So-
was the best one.
okay. I'll watch back on the footage at the end if that's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I forgot what it was, but it was a good one.
Well, get Ron.
Less of me, the more I can let in.
There you go.
Got it. There it
Right,
is.
brother.
Bringing it Nux. Ron.
Yeah, man.
There
him
we
in.
are. Ron, thank you for coming to the show, brother.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us. Thanks for
Thank you all.
coming on
I
board
want to
here.
thank Anthony.
Anthony, want to give a special shout out to my cousin.
Hey, dog.
Hey, Bone. Yeah, man. No, we're so happy we got intro to you, and we feel honored you were comfortable sharing your story, and we're gonna have to do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a real gift.
Thank you all.
All right, everybody. Well,
guys.
thanks for tuning in to another episode of What Do You Say, Dad? We will we'll see you next week.
Should I show him the pipes?
Show them the pipes. God, it looks like a broken chicken wing. Thanks, guys.